model that you just described is literally the only model that is long-term sustainable. Um, Working now in development over a number of decades, I've come to really believe that true sustainable development is 100% bottom up, not top down. I think so often within the humanitarian sphere, we can get entrenched in whatever approaches have been used over time. And oftentimes, I think some of the larger entities are unlikely to want to critically assess the efficacy of their interventions. I think that assessing the efficacy of the interventions regularly is absolutely essential. And the only people that actually have the answers of what will work in their community are the community members themselves. And also understanding that that changes. It is not static. So it is absolutely essential to interrogate ourselves regularly about how are we empowering the voices of the community members. In my position, it happens to be the schools, to make the decisions. I see myself entirely as a bridge from one very resource-laden place to a place that actually has not had the opportunity to have those resources due to all of the failures of global equity. But that's literally what I am. I am a bridge of resources. And the folks who are the recipient of those resources are the ones who actually know what's right. I don't know what's right. And so I am very, very aware that daily, I am not the one who should be making the decisions. I'm there to just create the space for the community members, the schools, to make those decisions. I think the Atlantic Center is actually positioned perfectly to really make a difference in this space when we consider the fact that it is this think tank that can bring people from all over the world together to meet with one another, to really discuss some of these issues that are of such fundamental importance right now, like climate change. I do think that it will be even more essential moving forward that the voices of people who are coming from areas that oftentimes don't have the resources to speak as loudly as, say, a country like the United States, are as completely incorporated in the conversation as possible. So, sorry, Eric, I was. So I would say that it's no longer appropriate to separate the idea of humanitarian action from long-term environmental sustainability. I think the two have to be absolutely enmeshed, and then that has to be very much analyzed within the context of community members speaking about the reality of their community.
How can we scale this?
I think opportunities like this course are a beginning. I think also really cultivating the conversations is essential. And I think moving from theory to practical application is very important. One of the conversations I was having during a break is the importance of comfort within failure. My organization fails all the time. And from every failure, I try to glean what are the appropriate next steps so that we can build back better. And I think being willing to make mistakes is going to be absolutely essential in this process. And also the willingness to admit when we've made a mistake. And I would say, most importantly, within the space of humanitarian action, within the context of climate change, it is absolutely essential that we acknowledge the mistakes and then collectively move together to come up with better answers.